Hello everyone, today is Monday, October 13th, 2025, Eastern Time. Welcome to Panda Finance. Let's take a look at the top 10 global corporate news stories from the past week. Here are the details. OpenAI, AMD forge multi-billion-dollar chip alliance. OpenAI and AMD have entered into a multi-billion-dollar collaboration to build AI data centers powered by AMD processors. Under the 4-year deal, AMD will supply OpenAI with hundreds of thousands of AI chips. Beginning next year, OpenAI will prioritize purchases of the MI450 chip either via direct procurement or through its cloud partners. As part of the agreement, AMD will issue up to 160 million warrants to OpenAI, potentially enabling it to acquire up to 10% of AMD's equity. The vesting of those shares, however, is tied to dual milestones: chip deployment volumes and AMD's share price performance. This pact marks one of the most direct challenges yet to NVIDIA's dominance. When AMD's CEO Lisa Su took the helm in 2014, the company's market capitalization was under $3 billion. Today, it exceeds $330 billion, an over 100-fold increase, underscoring the firm's strategic pivot from gaming and consumer processors to AI data center powerhouses. OpenAI's Sora outpaces ChatGPT in first-week downloads. OpenAI's new video generation app Sora logged 627,000 iOS downloads in its first week, outranking ChatGPT's initial tally of 606,000. Even excluding Canada, Sora's US downloads reached 96% of ChatGPT's first-week performance. Notably, Sora is still invite-only, while ChatGPT launched to a broader public audience. CEO Sam Altman has embarked on a global fundraising and supply chain initiative to fuel OpenAI's voracious compute demand. Alongside chip sector deals, the company is exploring additional financing options to anchor its multi-trillion-dollar infrastructure ambitions on long-term, low-cost supply bases. U.S. Stocks slide as Trump threatens tariff surge. On Friday, October 10th, U.S. equities took a sharp downturn after President Trump threatened sweeping tariff increases, stoking fears of escalating trade tensions. Investors flocked to safer assets such as Treasury bonds and gold. The Dow Jones Industrial Average plunged 878.82 points, minus 1.90%, closing at 45,479.60. The Nasdaq dropped 820.20 points, minus 3.56%, to 22,204.43, while the S&P 500 fell 182.59 points, minus 2.71%, to 6,552.52. Intel begins U.S. production of its most advanced chips yet. Intel has commenced U.S. production of its most advanced chips ever at its Arizona facility, overcoming long-standing process technology challenges. The new chips are slated for deployment in laptops and data centers as early as next year. Intel invested $32 billion to build 2 state-of-the-art fabs in Arizona, part of a high-stakes bet to prove it can rival TSMC and demonstrate that advanced chip manufacturing is viable domestically. NVIDIA's Huang, U.S. Not that far ahead in AI. NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang argued that, contrary to prevailing narratives, the U.S. does not hold an unassailable lead over China in AI development. Huang also confirmed NVIDIA's investment in Elon Musk's AI firm xAI. xAI's $20 billion funding round is structured with up to $7.5 billion in equity and $12.5 billion in SPV debt. NVIDIA plans to commit up to $2 billion to the equity portion. Huang also revealed that NVIDIA's upcoming GB300 AI accelerator will integrate Samsung's 5th-generation HBM3E memory, marking Samsung's entry into NVIDIA's supply chain after prior difficulties. Negotiations remain underway over supply volume, pricing, and timing. Micron continues to be a key HBM supplier, with SK Hynix also playing a strategic role. Tesla launches lower-priced entry model. Tesla has rolled out a more affordable version of its flagship vehicles, with starting prices under $40,000. The new base Model 3 starts at $36,990, while the base Model Y retails at $39,990, approximately 13% and 11% cheaper than their long-range, high-end versions. These models come with reduced range, remove features such as in-cabin ambient lighting and the rear seat screen, and reflect Tesla's push to counter EV subsidy rollbacks and tightening competition. SoftBank to acquire ABB Robotics business $4.5375 billion. SoftBank Group has agreed to purchase ABB's robotics division for $53.75 billion. The deal cancels ABB's prior plan to spin off its industrial automation business as a standalone public company. ABB's robotics unit employs approximately 7,000 people and generated $2.3 billion in revenue last year. The move accelerates SoftBank's expansion into industrial automation, positioning it directly against Fanuc, Yaskawa, and Kaka. Novo Nordisk to acquire Akero Therapeutics for up to $5.2 billion. Novo Nordisk has inked a definitive agreement to acquire U.S. biotech firm Akero Therapeutics for up to $5.2 billion. The deal includes $4.7 billion in cash plus $0.5 billion in non-transferable contingent value rights, CVRs. Akero is advancing its drug efruxifermin, EFX, through late-stage trials, which could bolster Novo Nordisk's leadership in metabolic therapies. The acquisition coincides with a broader restructuring. Novo has announced global layoffs of 9,000 staff, including cuts at its North Carolina facility, which produces obesity and diabetes therapeutics. Waha confirms Zone Fuli's resignation as chairperson. Waha Group has confirmed that Zone Fuli resigned as both chairman and director on September 12, with the change ratified by shareholders and the board. Sources suggest the resignation stemmed from improper trademark practices, prompting her to launch a rival brand, Washao Zone. That brand has already been registered on a social platform under the company Hongsheng Beverage Company, though no content has been published. Industry analysts suggest Zone's exit highlights persistent succession challenges within family-run enterprises, particularly after her aggressive overhaul via distributor cuts, business spin-offs, and deseniorization efforts sparked backlash from veteran employees. ByteDance founder Zhang Yiming makes first public appearance in years. ByteDance founder Zhang Yiming resurfaced publicly in Shanghai at the inauguration of the Jichuan Innovation Center, Suwei District, co-founded with Professor Yu Yong, founder of SJTU's ACM class. The non-profit center will recruit young talent passionate about computing and AI, from junior researchers upward. In remarks, Zhang emphasized the importance of independent thinking, long-term vision, and embracing uncertainty. He lamented that many individuals' potential remains untapped, and urged budding technologists to remain curious, resilient, grounded, and to learn through experimentation. Thank you for tuning in to today's financial news. We look forward to seeing you again.